Hello everyone, myself Vikas and this is my 13th video on Python tutorial. In this video we will learn about the concepts of functions and methods in Python. Okay, here we're gonna learn the functions and methods which are used to manipulate some lists. Okay, but before learning that, you may be wondering that what is the difference between functions and methods? What are methods? Methods are also functions. Okay, the only difference is that methods are used for object. Okay, when you are following object oriented approach, then in that case you will use methods. Okay, then your function will be called as methods. And when you are using normal structured way, then in that case your function are called as functions. Okay, so there is not much difference. The only difference is that method works for object oriented approach. I mean, in case of object oriented approach, functions are called as methods. Okay, there are not much difference. So let us first learn about the functions. There are four functions related to lists in Python. Okay, first one is compare. Compare function takes two parameter, list 1 and list 2, and the two lists. It 0 if two lists are equal. It returns -1 2 is greater than list 1, and it returns 0 if both lists are equal. Okay, move to the next one. Next one is called as len. This function takes the name of the list as its parameter and returns the list. That means it represents in the list. Okay, the basic syntax to use the list function is to write len, and under the parenthesis you pass the value list. Parentheses are, whenever I call parenthesis, then automatically you should assume that I'm talking about the rounded brackets. Rounded brackets are called as parentheses in programming. Okay, now you see, third one is called max. This function takes the name of the list as its parameter, and it returns the maximum value in a list. Okay, maximum value element in a list. Now let's move to the fourth one, which is minimum. Minimum function takes the name of the list as its parameter, and it returns the minimum value of elements in the list. Okay, so now finally let us move to the methods available for list manipulation. Okay, that's how these are the method. First method is append. Okay, now if you want to add something to your list, then in that case you use the method append. It means to add something. Okay, so if you want to add some objects in a list, then in that case you will use append. Okay, now remember one thing, that every element object. Okay, whether it is a number, whether it is a string, or whether it is a object of class, everything come under object. Whether it is number or string or anything, it is object. Everything, even string can be appended, even number can be appended, even if you can even append object of classes using the append method. Okay, now second one is extend. If you want to extend your list, that is, you want to add some sequence of numbers to your list, then in that case you will use extend method. Okay, and the basic syntax to use the extend is, you write the name of your list, after that you put a dot operator, and then you write the extend function, and under the parenthesis you pass the value of sequence. Under the parenthesis you pass sequences. Here sequence is nothing but a list. Sequence can also be a tuple. Okay, or simply you can write numbers separated by commas. Third one is count. Okay, now if you want to count the occurrence of a particular object in a list, then in that case you use count functions. Okay, how does it works? You write the name of the list, operator, you write, after that you write the count function, and under the parenthesis you pass the name of the object you want to count. Now fourth function is list. What does this does? Okay, this list index, this function returns the index of a particular object. When you supply the name of a object to this function, then this function returns the lowest index of that particular element in the list. Okay, now fifth one is remove. This function is used when you want to remove some objects from the list. Okay, suppose you are having a list, and if you want to remove something from it, then in that case you will use list remove object function. Okay, you write the name of your list, and then you put the dot operator, you write remove, and under the bracket you write what object you want to remove. Sixth function is reverse. This function is used when you want to reverse the sequence of the occurrence of elements in a list. Okay, suppose if you are having a list, and if you want to reverse its the occurrence of, you want to reverse the sequence of the elements in it, then in that case you will use list reverse function. Okay, seventh one is sort. Sort is a Python has already got a sort function. Okay, list sort function which sorts number. It has got an inbuilt function. If you want to sort elements, then directly you can apply this sort function, and you can easily sort the elements in a list. Okay, so now let us run let us make some programs and see the working of this function. Here I am having two lists. Okay, and if I want to compare, then I write compare, cmp compare, and then I pass the name of the list, list 1 and list 2. Okay, now let me run the program, and I am getting this error. Do you know why I'm getting this error? Because this compare function is no longer supported in Python 3. It was actually supported in Python 2. So you can't use it right here in Python 3. If you were using Python 2 operators, then this code would have worked there. Well, you can define your own function for compare later on when we will learn making our own functions. I mean, we will learn about functions, then we will try to make our own compare function. Okay, but for now let's leave it. Okay, now let us move to the second one called len, 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 and this returns the length of the string. Okay, sorry, length of the list. So list 1 has got 4 element, and here I have got 4. Now let us use the max function. Let us run the program, and I've got 4 because maximum number in list 1 is 4. If I change it to list 2, then 5 is the maximum number there, and then I'm getting 5. That's how it works. Now what was the next method? Now let us move to the method. Yeah, here I am having move to the list 1. Okay, in list 1 you can observe that I'm having 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, now if I want to append 12 there, okay, then what I do, I write the name of my list, list 1 dot append, and under the bracket or parenthesis I pass what I want to add. Okay, now if I'll print my list, let me print the list. Now if I'll print my list, then I'll observe that there is 1 2 3 4 and 12. One has been appended there, one has been added there. Okay, so that's how you append. You use the append method to add elements into your lists. Okay, now let us move to the other method called as extend. Okay, now if I want to extend my list 1 with the sequences provided in the list 2, then I'll use the extend method. Okay, you write first, you write the name of the list where you want to attend, and then under the bracket you pass the name of the list you want to extend it with. Okay, or you can pass the sequence also. I'll demonstrate that also. And look, it has printed 1 2 3 4 and 2 3 4 5. It has extended the list 1. Okay, that's how you extend. Now if I provide sequences like this, let it be 11 12 and 13, and if I run this program, oh sorry, you can't do in that way. Sorry, I forgot that. In the sequence you can only pass the list or tuples. Okay, list or tuple can only be passed in this extend function. Okay, now let us move to the other method called count. Okay, now if I want to count, here I have extended my list 2. Okay, so I know that there are two number of 2's present in the list 1 because list 1 is now extended. Okay, so now if I want to count the number of 2, then how I gonna count? I gonna count it using the count function. Under the bracket I pass what I want to count. Okay, let me run the program and see, and I've got 2. That means there are two number of 2's. Now if I write 3, 3, how many number of, no, how many number of 5 are there? Okay, and I'm getting 1 because there is only one 5 in the sequence. Okay, now let us move to another method, which is index. Okay, it will return the lowest index, occurrence of the lowest index. Now I know that there are two number of 3's. Okay, so if I'll use this index function, then it will return the lowest index. Note here that the lowest index of 3 is 2, because the index starts from 0. So in the list 1, the 3 is at index 3. It returns the lowest index, it will not return the highest one. Okay, now let me run it for 5, and I'm getting 7 because 5 is at 7. Let me check it for 3. It should print out 2. Yeah, and that's how it works. Now let us move to another one, remove. Okay, now if I use here list 1 dot remove, and here I pass 5, then 5 will be removed there. Actually none, it is returning none because this has not to be used in that way. I should have used this function before printing the list 1. Let me use it right here. You write the name of the list from which you want to remove the element, and then under the parenthesis you pass the element you want to remove. Here I want to remove 5, so I have written 5. So here you can see there is no 5 in the list 1. So 5 has been removed from the list 1. So that's how it works. Now let me check the reverse one. Reverse method, list 1 dot reverse. It doesn't takes any parameter. And look here, 5 is at first. You can see the sequence has completely been reversed. Now let us move to the last one, which is called sort. Now let me sort the element. Now let us run the program and see. 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 and 5, according to the order, according to the size they has been sorted and in increasing order. Okay, the default order is increasing order. So that's all I wanted to discuss is right here. List functions are very much important, and later on you will realize it when you will make some practical programs. Later on when I'll show you my chatbot, then and there I will show you the use of list function. Thanks for watching.